5 minutes in the show, Dom called to talk on the phone call. I was kind of just bashing buttons around, hoping that would work.
I remember that one. So there was one time, and I was actually to cover ShowCase Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And we had my buddy Carlos Sullivan, who's the current heavyweight champion. And I was in your shoes. Dom was away. I had to get here about maybe a half hour early.
Yeah.
Set up the camera in the corner while the other show's going on. I had to deal with my guest. I had to deal with all, make sure the questions were all good, make sure the Sportsmaster got his scores. And it's like I'm trying to make sure everything's good, and it was just everything was going south that day. It was so funny because I'm like I'm getting interrupted by this, like the breaks, and I'm like, oh boy, I got to time everything because you got to watch that timer on there. If you don't know, for Dom knows exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to that timer on that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I had to watch that, make sure like the mics were good, everything was on, everything was going great. But you learn from it, and I was glad to have had this opportunity to learn from here and to break ground here. You know?
Cool. That's cool. All right, guys, get dive in. Chew them
All right, give
apart.
me the hard questions. Come on, I'm ready to go.
What made you decide to pursue pro wrestling? Well, basically as a ring announcer.
So ring announcing wasn't the first goal. Obviously, I wanted to be a pro wrestler years ago. When I was in high school, I pursued to go to pro wrestling school in Fall River. What happened was I broke my collarbone. That was my junior year of high school. So a couple years later, I decided to try it again. After I met Dom, because he knows the promoter Chris Blackheart, so I messaged him, started getting back in the ring. But obviously, when it comes to having a dream, you also have to have that reality of you got to pay the bills. So I was working a lot, traveling to New Hampshire, working for Verizon at the time. So obviously, with everything that was going on, I had to put the dream of being a wrestler on the side. Now, currently, I'm doing a lot of different things, covering pro wrestling on my podcast and being a ring announcer and showcasing others. And that's what I love to say is I love to showcase others versus myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the collarbone's insane. One of my friends got that injured and not realize how terrible the recovery from that is. It just takes so long to start building back.
So the thing was, when I broke my collarbone, I went to the hospital, and in the same room with me is a guy who had his thumb basically pushed in from soccer and a kid who had a black eye from baseball. Yeah. So I said, so we must all have crazy stories tonight, huh?
Gee.
And here I am in knee pads, wrestling shoes, shorts and a t-shirt with a broken collarbone, and I'm like, well, let's see who's got the crazy story tonight. I got a bag of peas like on my collarbone. Oh yeah. Shit. And then the funny part is that like I thought I would have to need surgery and everything like that. No, they told me it would naturally heal.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You didn't get surgery on the collarbone?
No. So that's what I thought.
That's
so
crazy.
right now it's like it's still kind of. And for those watching, it's like that. To show you guys, it's like that.
Oh, your collarbone.
Like that's how a broken collarbone looks like.
Well, that's how.
Yeah,
mine
that's how
works.
mine was too back. in the
Yeah,
day.
Casey, that's how it healed. Like it fully healed. Just
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah, it's supposed to net like this.
Yeah,
believe it or
because
not.
I had a friend of mine who he also broke his collarbone. He had to have surgery on it.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
I usually put a metal plate in there. I'm shocked they didn't.
Yeah,
do that.
no. So
Oh,
they told
yeah.
me it was so close to nerve damage. It was so close to the nerves
Oh,
that they didn't
geez.
want to pursue like any type of surgery because I could lose like the nerve feeling.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
so
don't do
It's
that.
nuts.
No,
Yeah,
that's insane. Yeah.
Well, the way you sound that sounds way too risky to do that.
yeah. Especially being 17, your mom in the other room. It's like, all right, let's see how this one goes tonight. Let's see how it goes.
All right, I got another question. Then I know these guys have a bunch more.
Bring it on, Dom.
So let's talk about Showcase Pro Wrestling, based out of Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
In
right.
Woonsocket.
In Woonsocket, right?
Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
And again, you love doing the ring announcement. So I got a couple friends. I got a friend. I'm gonna throw him under the bus. James Quimby. He's a big wrestling fan. My other buddy Adam Sheehan. He's another big wrestling fan. They go to your competitors one because it's in Massachusetts.
They go to them, huh?
Yeah.
They go
So
to them.
what is so unique about Showcase Pro Wrestling? What Chris Blackheart brings to the table to make it entertaining? Because it's an entertainment.
The feel. It's really the feel.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to criticize any type of.
No, I know that. Yeah.
But when it comes to pro wrestling, the best thing about it is the competition. That even though, like right now, okay, yeah, you have other companies from different directions. Why Showcase? Because we're passionate about it. I'm very passionate about it. I'm here talking to you about how passionate I am about Showcase Pro Wrestling. It's a different feel versus other promotions. It's a different feel. Everybody that you see that goes to these events are like family. You see the same people all the time. and you see the passion that they bring to these events, and it's awesome to see. When it comes to the guys in the front row, all the way to the person taking the tickets, selling the T-shirts, and selling the snacks, it's so much fun. It's fun to see. It's a family thing versus other companies that, obviously are trying to build that same way.
Right.
But it's so hard to describe because it's so different. Because I've been to those events. I've been to those events before I came to ShowCase. I didn't know ShowCase at the time until, obviously, like I keep reiterating, until I met you.
Right,
what I mean?
right.
But it's the fact that, like, it's just, like I said, that different feel. It's weird. It's hard to describe. You just got to go, and you got to go to ShowCase Pro Wrestling. You got to check them out in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, tonight, 7:47 p.m. bell time, and next Friday in Fall River, Massachusetts. You got to go.
And that's
check
big
it out.
because you guys never been in Fall River.
No, we have years ago they have been at the Elks Lodge in Fall River. So this is the first time in a while they've been back in Fall River.
So, in your unselfish opinion, do you think they should work their way up Route 24 or 495?
Oh, absolutely. More airtime for me. More airtime in the ring for me. I mean, that's fine. I'll take wherever I can go.
I walked into that one, didn't I?
But you know what, Dom? I'm going to tell you guys something right now. I'm giving away 2 tickets on my podcast right now, Cheap Talk Wrestling. I'm giving them away. I'm announcing that Thursday. But for you, Dom, I'm giving away 2 more.
Really?
I'll give 2 away here right now.
All right, call number 508-222-1320. So, and then we'll get the information and all that other stuff
Yep,
on
so
how
what
to
I'll
get.
do is I'll leave the tickets for you. Just like
This is for the Fall River show.
This is for Fall River, Massachusetts, next week, Friday. This coming Friday. All you have to do is call into this station, and you'll get 2 tickets.
All right, one more question, then I'm going to actually shut my mouth.
Oh, it's
I'm going to try
fine. You know I love it.
because we're getting ready to go on break. No, we got time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we still have to.
I forgot. When these 2 guys, actually, KC, she runs the board too now.
Really?
Yeah, they,
Yeah.
they rotate through
Nice.
to stay in practice.
Justin's next, though, right?
Justin, yeah.
I did it once or twice a
Yeah.
while back.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Justin?
No, he
Nice.
did. So you've been involved, just to let you know, not that you're enjoying where you are, you love the family aspect of how Chris Blackheart does it. You also been with other wrestling organizations, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I want to
Yeah,
make sure
currently,
that's
yeah.
mentioned, that you're not just playing favorites because it's your first time, but
No.
you've actually been involved. Not that these other organizations are bad, but you felt more of a family, well-organized group with ShowCase.
When I walk into the door for a couple different companies, it's a different field. There's obviously different ways of how promoters work, and there's ways of how matches are presented, and
Yeah.
how the crowd is. But when it comes to ShowCase, like my home, it's so much different. When it comes to, like, I go to other companies out of Springfield. I'm working with new ones out of New York now.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, so and what I mean is that, like, working with them is great, but coming home to something like ShowCase Pro Wrestling, working with the guys that I work with almost every other week, it's like a family. I call them family. It's awesome to say I have like a second family other than my own family.
Right, and you're so passionate about the,
It is.
yeah.
It's-
Well, you personally are passionate about it.
Oh, I've been passionate all my life.
Yeah.
And you know that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But it's been really cool. It's been really cool to see how ShowCase is, where, like, from when I started there to where it is now. It's really cool to see.
Nice.
Yeah, so those people who are watching, call at 508-222-1320. Don't miss your chance to potentially win 2 tickets to the ShowCase Pro Wrestling match.
Come on, who doesn't like free items? Come on, I'm
Right.
giving you free tickets.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Come on, you want a date night? I mean,
Call-
I'm giving you a free date night right here, both of you fellas.
So you know what else we could
Call
do?
in.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Again, it's 508-222-1320.
I love her sales pitch.
You know, Chris Blackheart doesn't even know I'm doing this right now, giving away 2 tickets. he gave me the little stubs, but
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I got some surprises for you. He gave me some. I said, you know what, let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can work my magic.
Right? That's funny. He used to be such a shy kid, too. A little bit.
Oh, I
little
used to
bit.
be shy. Oh my God. Now, forget it.
I would not have guessed that. I'm gonna be honest with you, T-Chad.
Well,
Did not
you-
even for a second think you'd be shy.
What's funny is, so when I first started off here, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I would ask maybe 1 or 2 questions to people, like on the other side where Dom's sitting.
Yeah.
Now it's like, even doing my own podcast, I don't get nervous anymore. It's just natural for me. When I hit the mic, when I hit record, it's just natural, and like people notice it and people comment about it. It's like I show them like previous stuff that I used to do with Dom when I first started.
Yeah.
When I did commentary for a couple of the games.
Yeah.
To now, it's just it's totally different. It's total 360.
No, being able to see the change over time is so nice too. When we watch the old videos compared to now, it's just so crazy
Yeah.
to see that. Okay, we are ready for our first break. This has been 4D Sports Talk interviewing TJ Albin from ShowCase Wrestling. We will now be going to our first break. 1320 AM radio, 4D Sports Talk.
A popular destination, Adria boasts a breathtaking panoramic view of nature in all of its glory in each and every season. Upon visiting their 200-seat restaurant, you will see 3 distinctive areas. The lounge area includes their spacious 26-seat dining bar, high-top tables, and dining tables, all with viewing access to 7 high-definition televisions and 3 Kino monitors. A second area set apart from the lounge offers booths and tables to accommodate every member of the family. The third area, a few steps down and separated from the main restaurant by windows, is known as the Fairway Room. It is surrounded by a wall of windows offering not just a fabulous view, but a feeling of serenity and tranquility. It is a favorite spot for lunch, dinner, and functions. It is perfect for a romantic dinner, a casual family gathering, business meeting, or any large group for that special occasion.
Welcome to Physical Therapy U. I'm Kelly Duggan, Doctor of Physical Therapy and the owner of PTU Clinic. Here at PTU, you're more than a patient and we're more than physical therapy. We offer massage, physical therapy, occupational therapy, personal training, and sport-specific performance training. We treat people and athletes of all ages and all levels of experience. Our beautiful 4,500 square foot facility located at 75 Scotland Boulevard in Bridgewater, Mass. is unlike any clinic you've seen. Our large space, along with our new COVID guidelines, allow us to treat you in the safest way. Your success in meeting your goals is our top priority. Whether you're recovering from a surgery or you're elevating your performance, we are the right clinic for you. Call us at 508-697-2000 or email us at ptuclinic@gmail.com. Check out our website at www.ptuclinic.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to 4D Sports Talk here at 1320 AM WARA. We are here with our guest today, our former 4D Sports Talk host, TJ Albin from ShowCase Pro Wrestling. And again, let me repeat the number, 508-222-1320. Don't miss your chance to win free tickets to one of the ShowCase Pro Wrestling matches.
Next Friday, folks, live from Fall River. Free tickets for next Friday.
That's
Yes.
really cool.
Yeah,
It's a big opportunity.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Take them while you can.
Do you want to be a ring announcer for the WWE someday?
Oh, I'd love to, but I love working around the area too, because I get to see the passion that every fan base has. Like, I travel up to Springfield for that company, and I see a difference in fan base, and I see a difference in how they work. But I love doing this, and I love being to showcase others. So would I love to be in the WWE? Absolutely. Right now, I don't think so. I mean, right now, with everything that's going on in the news for them, if there's a door open, I'll sneak. I know I'm a little fluffy, but I'll sneak through that door somehow. I'll sneak through the crack.
Fluffy.
So would you want to be a pro wrestler, either that or ring announcer, something like that?
Yeah, never say never. I'll say that.
Oh,
never,
yeah.
Never say never. But I'm excited for what the future brings for me when it comes to the opportunities that I get. Take them while you can. And that's what I've learned through every experience I've had, is to take everything that you've learned and use it as the motivation, and then take every opportunity that you can, whether it's live air time, ring time, podcast time, you name it. Just take the opportunity, just run with it. That's something I've learned through doing radio or doing my podcast. Just take it while you can. Don't be afraid to take opportunities.
That's one thing I wanted to ask you, actually, about the podcast you were just talking about. I saw that. That actually seems pretty interesting. I wanted you to see if you could explain to the audience a little bit what that podcast is.
Sure. Yeah. So I have a podcast called Cheap Talk Wrestling. We go on the air every Monday on any form of podcasting, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasting. The funny joke is we're on the Yo Man Española, http:/Cheap Talk Wrestling Española. It's just yeah, no. So it's an inside joke too.
Oh, definitely an inside joke.
It's very inside, but some people get it, some people don't. But it's about a friend of mine who's actually who does a podcast on my platform, The Daily Goat, and he hosts Rough in the Basket. And right now he's currently in Colombia, so so I give him that shout out every episode because I used to edit his shows. So I would he's very fluent in Spanish, but he won't try to show off that he's fluent with it. Yeah, I swear that's why it's a little knock at him, but it's fun. Everybody loves
got
it.
you.
It's a knock at him.
Can we also check out the podcast on TuneIn Radio? The app?
Oh, we got a phone call.
We got a phone call.
First call.
So
I think he hung
Hit
up.
that. Bring the volume up.
Oh, no, it's still ringing.
Yep, bring the volume
and
up.
then phone one.
Yep.
Okay.
Bring the volume up in the phone. There you go.
Okay, you were live on 40 Sports Talk.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? You just won free tickets.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Very good. All right, so you do you want to write down the email where you can send your tickets to?
Yeah. Oh, we got
Oh, we got another call coming in.
We have another call.
Oh, wow.
All right, hit that line and then bring the volume up.
Is it TV?
No, it'd be the other side.
Phone two.
Yep.
Okay.
You're
now
also
live
on 4
40
Deep Sports. Sorry about
got
that.
callers
How's
left
yours,
and
Tom?
right.
How's
Huh?
that?
Now they want free items.
Right.
Now they want
Are
free
you
stuff.
gonna give away 2 sets of free tickets?
Ooh, this is hard. All right.
How bad do you want these people to promote Showcase? Oh, we got another
We
call.
have another call.
That's gonna. Hello, caller. Oh, he hung up. So bring the other one down.
Hello,
Okay.
caller.
This one now?
No, the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, bring it all the way down. Oh, wait a minute. Bring that up. He's on that line. I'm sorry. Hit that button.
This one?
Nope, the other one to your right. Yep. Caller, you still with us?
Hey. Hi, you guys hung up on me.
No, we got both of them. So here's a challenge for you. You have two guys, 2 sets of tickets. Do they win them?
Ooh, this is a hard one. All right,
That's
so
how
I got
much
2
you-
tickets. I got 2 tickets to give away. Since we have 2 callers, I'll
2
give
pairs.
TJ, what I
I'll
was
give
gonna
one
say.
each.
You'll give one each.
One each?
One each.
You can't. You won't give 2 pairs away.
Well, I'm giving 2 away. I don't have that many.
TJ, I was gonna say, if one of them can list the name of your podcast, they keep all
Oh,
the tickets.
actually, you know what? I like that idea.
Yeah,
All
you
right,
just
so I
mentioned
just said the podcast name.
Do you guys remember the name of the podcast? And
What podcast do I host?
let's have the second guy go first. You remember the name of his podcast? Hello, I think this is James.
Hello?
James.
Yeah.
James, yep, that's what I thought his name was. James, what's the name of his podcast? You remember?
I just looked it up. I don't remember.
He just tuned in.
Oh, you just tuned in.
How about the other caller?
How about the other one?
Just give him to Matt Cullity. He likes it more than I do.
All right, so the second caller wins the tickets.
All right, so it's James, correct?
James Cullity.
How do you know his name?
How,
You
you
didn't
just
mention
said his name on the phone.
I didn't hear his name.
Yeah, I didn't hear his name either.
I didn't hear his
It's a
name.
little bit of an inside job here.
I think we have an inside job here, folks.
No, he just said his name. All right, James, you just won 2 tickets to the Fall River Show.
You can take
next
Dom
Friday
with you.
night.
You can take Dom with you next Friday.
I'm going to be incognito.
All right, so I'll put your name on those tickets.
James, congratulations. Do you have any questions
Yeah, what you got?
for
Who
I'm sorry.
would your favorite indie wrestler be?
Mike Bennett, by far, for independent wrestling. Mike Bennett, former WWE superstar who used to wrestle with Top Rope Promotions. Honestly, I've talked with him before. He's a great in-ring technician, and I think he's going to be far in the industry where he is. I think he's doing great when it comes to his personality and his character right now. I think over time he'll develop and become a bigger star.
You really think so?
Oh, I absolutely think so.
Nice.
I talk about it every week on Cheap Talk Wrestling. Every Monday, check out Cheap Talk Wrestling.
What time?
Oh, it just airs when I want to put it on the air. It's usually around like 12, 1 o'clock. It's like usually when I'm done
need
editing
water.
it.
Oh my God!
But yeah, so check out Cheap Talk Wrestling every Monday, where I just kind of just talk for an hour, give my rants about wrestling during the week.
Did you not hear him say his name? Give him to the other guy. Did you hear that? Didn't you hear that, Jay?
I didn't. No, I didn't.
I'm getting thrown under the bus. This ain't cool.
Oh boy!
All right, James, you have another question? Hello?
Hey,
Didn't know if you had another question. I'm sorry, before we let you go.
who is your favorite gimmick in WWE or any wrestling?
That's a good question.
Ooh, well, that's hard.
I had to look up all the questions online. I couldn't think of any.
That's fine. Just wing it.
Yeah,
That's what we do here.
Yeah. Favorite gimmick. I'd say Al Snow with the head.
Really?
Yeah, just to think about it, it got over. They got over a plastic head. Like, what does everybody want? Yeah, see exactly why. It's I know.
Take me, Lord. Take me now.
I say it. It's I say it, but it's weird. It's just weird how that one little thing got over
Oh,
to a
true.
crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody's thinking, even you thought, like, I mean, it's a different look on wrestling. It was the Attitude Era. It was a different era at the time, but if it got over, it got over. It worked for his character.
Very good. James, thanks for the call. Congratulations on the tickets.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome. First caller, do you have a question?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, what do you have?
My son's thinking about getting into professional wrestling. His name's Michael, but I think it's a little bit dangerous because I see them hitting each other over the head with chairs and stuff like that. How dangerous is it? Because I just don't think it's for him. He's just never been a good athlete. He really an awful freshman football player, and I don't want to see him get hurt again.
Oh, he's a freshman football player. He's probably too young to get into
He
pro.
played like a decade ago, and he was awful.
Oh, I'm sorry about your son.
Think of his athletic experience.
Wow, yeah, sorry about your son. So, what do you think? He's 10 years old. He's
10 years old.
he's 10 years older, so he's probably 28 years old.
Yeah, so about.
Right?
I mean, take every opportunity that you can. Look, it looks like it on TV, but when it comes to training, when you have the proper training and everything like that, take advantage of it, especially with ShowCase Pro Wrestling. 126 Main Street in Woonsocket. They do have their training center. They train every Monday and Wednesday. So if you're looking for great training and you're looking for the opportunity to learn from great minds like Chris Blackheart and Don Vega, I would say take advantage of it. It doesn't hurt to just at least go check it out and consider it.
Nice. So there is training
Yes.
and conditioning.
Yep.
You go over all the safety stuff.
Absolutely.
All right. Caller, did that answer your question?
Seems he hung up right
think they
after
hung
asking.
Oh,
the
okay.
question.
So now we got
Oh, we
another
got
call.
another call,
So what you
right.
want to do is for it to
Everybody wants the
blink.
tickets now.
There we go. Then just press this.
Yeah, press that. Hello, caller. Are you there?
Yes, I am there.
All right, so he's back. So I don't know if you caught the gist of his answer about they are conditioned, they do practice, and and it is a rigorous sport entertainment where they got to be in some type of shape, and they got to just like in the baseball, you learn how to fall, you
Yeah,
learn to take a hit.
Yeah. The whole thing is about the learning of
Yep.
it, like from the physical stuff to the psychological stuff to the verbal stuff. So everything that you can learn from it, take every opportunity that you can. For ShowCase Pro Wrestling, like I said, I don't know if you heard the address, 126 Main Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Check them out.
Is it expensive compared
no.
to? Are they all around the same price?
Around the same. It's all something I keep. I don't like to talk number because that's not my side. But I'll tell you right now, it is something that could be affordable too.
Right, so they could call the number website, check it out.
Check the website. Follow ShowCase Pro Wrestling at SP Wrestling.
Yeah.
And follow them. Like I said, they train every Monday and every Wednesday in Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
Caller, do you have another question for him? I hope your son feels better.
Absolutely. So my son, obviously, even though he heard that and he thinks that's good, I'm still a little concerned. Do you think maybe if I told him he'd have to wrestle with his shirt off, that might scare him off?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, if you want to tell
I know
him
it
that, go
scared
right
me. I
ahead.
know it scared people off if I took off my shirt.
Also, is Matt Cullen calling in anytime soon?
No. You mean the high school wrestling guy? No, I haven't heard from him.
Well, he's a wrestling guy, so
That's all
I'm gonna
right.
let
He's a
him
high
know.
school wrestling referee.
Another question.
Say again. I'm sorry.
I might let him know that you guys are doing a great job right now, and if he has any questions to call in.
Very good. Absolutely.
Excellent.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy to do it.
Yeah, that must have been his father. All right, so we're all set. Then just hit drop. Just should be drop.
Drop right here.
Yep.
And then the other drop. There you go.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
All right. Want to thank, congratulations, James Quimby for winning the. James is out of Hanson. I know that much. So he won the.
Oh, you knew that offhand.
I
We didn't
did.
know where he's from.
He texted me.
His name. Oh, he texted you, huh? Some insider trading here, folks.
Well, you know what? You snooze, you lose.
Hey, all right.
Right. All right. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
What do you got for me?
Oh, I think we're about time for.
Oh,
a
time for
second
another break?
right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So you want to take this out, Tom? Or
Sure.
Let's go.
You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk here in the news station. 1320 AM WARA and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. We have the privilege of having TJ Albin, ring announcer for Showcase Pro Wrestling. We'll be back with him and more right after this.
Go.
Hello, this is Manny Del Carmen from the 2007 World Series champion Boston Red Sox.
World champs again.
A sports analyst for Nesson. Along with my best friend Jose Diaz, we grew up in the city of Boston, a city that we truly love. Jose and I have always talked about giving back to the youth within our city. Therefore, we created the Boston Athletic Academy to move our passion to action. Our goal is to develop future student athletes of Boston by providing a safe location to offer educational and athletic needs. We are taking the next steps and looking forward for your support to reach our goal. Please visit the BostonAthleticAcademy.org for more information. Let's make a difference because success has no boundaries.
Hi, this is Megan Chase of Jack Conway Real Estate. Jack Conway has been providing top quality real estate professionalism since 1956. I take personal pride to ensure that my clients are happy with the services I provide. It is my job to make sure that you are fully involved and fully informed and have all the information to make the right real estate decisions for you and your family. Please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to be a resource for you. I can be reached at 774-240-7707 or via email at mchase@jackconway.com. I'm always happy to assist you with your real estate needs.
Should I take it in, Dom?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to 4 Deep Sports Talk on WARA 1320 AM radio. We have TJ Albin, Pro West Wrestling Showcase inside announcer right now. So,
all right, guys, go ahead.
back
Go
from the break.
Go
Hey,
hammer
come
'em.
on, I need the hard questions here. Come on, give me something hard.
All right.
Maybe this one would be a hard one. I don't know.
Let's
How would you rate any kind of match of 1 not so dangerous or 10 so dangerous?
Well, I mean, it's depending on the match. I would say it's all about how the match is the match is presented and how it's worked. So for like some wrestling matches, like some might be extreme. So I would say like dangerous, and then not so extreme would be, I don't know, like something like of a classic, just like a kind of like just getting down and like grappling. I would say something like that would be kind of
Like
a match.
the-
But it's hard to kind of put into, okay, what match is what. You know what I mean?
Like
It's
the steel cage matches and the
Oh, yeah.
tables, ladders, and chairs matches.
Oh, those, yeah, absolutely. Gotta love those though. Those sell the tickets though.
In my opinion on those matches, they're actually dangerous.
But hey,
Yeah.
no, they are. But
Yeah.
it's the thing is with them, obviously, they grab the attention of the audience, and that's the big thing about it, is that when you want to present something big or you want to go big with a show, you want to go with something like that to that extent. I would say.
Nice. Just said, I'm looking at you, old man.
All right, Sportsmaster, what you got for me? Come on, bring it on.
Okay. Is there a pair of wrestlers that haven't wrestled that you would like to see go toe-to-toe against each other?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Oh, we have another phone call coming in, actually, guys.
We got another
see.
caller.
Hi, you're next on 4 Deep Sports.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. Yeah, I had a question for you guys, because obviously we all have a good amount of experience, rather, with sports broadcasting and all that. And obviously, I know TJ and Dom both have done this, ringside announcing for this sort of thing with wrestling. How does that compare to some of the past experience, or the experience you guys have with broadcasting other sports? And does that experience come in handy for this sort of thing?
Do you want both of us, to answer that question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. So when it comes to, I guess, calling a match versus like calling like a sports game like basketball, or anything, that's what you're trying to get at. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. So when it comes to that, it's kind of all, I would say, almost say like free form if you want to think about it. When it comes to wrestling, you don't know the moves. Same thing with basketball. You don't know what's going to happen. So when you get that live reaction, like you get like, I'll say like that big pop or like that big excitement from not only the announcer but the crowd. It's just it's amazing to hear, and especially when it comes to calling. I'll say like when me and Dom used to call basketball. Like, look, it's like I know all the terminology, and same thing with wrestling. I don't know all the terminology, but when you can get that live reaction in audio, it's amazing. I would say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, but I'd also add that again, I think you already touched it. It's more your personality. Like when you do play-by-play, you're describing to the best of your knowledge, who's going right to left, who has the ball, or depending on the sport. Where in wrestling, you're trying to get the crowd, like TJ mentioned, you're trying to get the crowd into what's going on, because some people might not even know these guys, especially at this level. Not a lot of TV time, so much internet time, so much Facebook Live time. So what you're trying to do is hype up the match so they know, these guys are professionals, but they're at a certain level of their profession, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So in a sense, it's like how, I cover news, but it's also my job to get the boomers fired up and angry.
Correct, because you want, to add to that, you're trying to make sure that, the good points, the bad points, the strengths, the weaknesses, you're trying to add that to grab the attention to your readers, if that makes sense.
I'm trying to get people to subscribe.
Correct. And the only way you can do that is with proper English. And you don't want to confuse them too much, but everyone loves stats, just like everybody loves stats in wrestling. Now with that new AEW, everything's wins and losses.
True.
And with WWE, it's more story time. Who's going to break up with who next, and you know what I mean, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
But that's it. That's what I got.
Well, that's good.
Well, Carl, you should have called earlier. You almost won a pair of tickets.
You could have.
No. I decided that, and it's so good that you had a caller on, seemed like a really great person. Wanted James Quimby to have the tickets because he really likes that stuff.
He does. You know what? So wrestling, in my opinion, is an out for people to get rid of the problems and trials and tribulations they have in life.
An escape.
So, one big escape. That's the best way to say it. And they get a chance to watch people go at it, punch each other, and they're probably actually, like a long time. I'm going to age myself. Long time ago, when I lived in Brockton, my father used to take me to this the barber shop, right? There was no hair salons back then. And we'd sit there in a chair, and Chief Jay Strongbow would be going out with Pedro Morales, which everyone's like, who are those guys? So back in the 70s and 80s, in the 70s, they were big names, and Bob would say, oh, they're going to have a beer. They're friends. They're just, you know what I mean?
True.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's a good way for people to get away from reality.
And if you do want to escape, come to Fall River, Massachusetts next week on Friday. Check it out. Come on. If you want a real escape, come Friday.
Right.
That's going to be exciting.
Absolutely. So it's kind of like South Shore Bar Pizza in that sense.
Yes. How did you get South Shore Bar Pizza out of
your
that?
wife's boyfriend comes to the house and you just need to get the hell out of there for like a little bit. You go get pizza.
I guess, to each his own. I guess. Yeah, true. I guess if you're in the mood for pizza.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Oh, thank you for the call, sir. We appreciate it.
Well, the one thing I wanted to mention
Please.
real quick though is like in Brockton. I mean, didn't you get to see fights every day when you stepped outside, anyways?
When I was growing up in Brockton?
Yeah.
You mean at the high school?
I mean, just in general. Just
No, actually, believe it or not, actually, when I grew up in Brockton, everybody kept to themselves, and it was a great. I still think it is a great city. I just think sometimes that the low income people get the worst stereotype, where there are people that are bad off. They're just punks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
This is your life, Dominic Damiano.
They have great pizza in Brockton. I'll give them that.
There you go.
And they used to have their rocks.
They used to have the baseball team. That's correct. Well, will we see you in Fall River or what? Caller.
It's a definite possibility.
Oh, that's a strong.
Come on, you better get going over there. Come on.
I don't know. There's a lot of good athletes in this that are involved with Showcase Pro Wrestling. It's very entertaining.
Hey, I'll be there.
Yeah,
Come on. That's
I want to see that. I want to see that woman's son get into wrestling. I bet he'd be really good at it.
Well, she's kind of worried about him because she doesn't know if he can handle it.
No, she seemed kind of weird, anyways.
Oh no, she was all right. She cares about her son. You shouldn't stereotype like that, caller. That's not nice.
Yeah, it is what it is. If anyone's mad at me, my name's James Cullity, and I live in Whitman.
Oh, okay. Wow. Next you know, he's going to be giving us his date of birth. All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. God bless.
God bless. Take care. We get all sorts here at 4 Deep Sports Talk Show.
Oh, I miss this every Saturday.
I
miss this.
That's funny.
Down there's a minute there. I thought that was a regular caller. Completely realized who it was after calling. Yeah, once he started messing with you, it clicked in my head.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, this just hearing the voice. All right, sir, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, sports.
All right, so getting back to my question, is there a pair of wrestlers that haven't wrestled each other that you'd like to see go to toe against each other?
I wouldn't just say like go toe to toe against each other. I'd say like if you look at AEW versus WWE, there's so many dream matchups that you would want to see now, currently, especially. For me, I would say like if I'm gonna give like the fan answer, the real fan answer, I would say maybe Roman Reigns, Kenny Omega. You have the two top heel, like you had two top heels at the time going up against each other. You had you could have had champion versus champion if that would have worked out. I think that would have been a great match to see. Like being AEW versus WWE.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
If you're dream booking like a match like that, I would say that.
Okay.
Okay, we still have 2 minutes 30, so I think I'm actually going to ask you a question, TJ.
Bring it on.
Yeah,
Bring
so
it
what
on.
I wanted to know, was there one singular match that you can think of in your mind that really made you solidify that you wanted to keep doing that? You wanted to just keep announcing wrestling?
I wouldn't say there's one match. I would say it's every time. Like it's every time. I always ask myself before I go to a show, it's like, why am I doing this? Like I have an opportunity to work or be with family, but I choose this every time. Like, it's a funny story too. Is that last year I had my opportunity to wrestle my first match. Okay, and obviously during the pandemic, it was Seasons Beatings 2020. I had the opportunity to go up against the All Paul Holloway, and obviously I said, okay, this is my first match. I can't wait for this. It's gonna be exciting. At the same time, I had an opportunity to go with my lovely girlfriend currently to go to Florida, and she's like, "You're gonna choose wrestling over me," and I said, "Sweetheart, I love you. I'll see you when you get back." But it's just it's the passion I have for it, and it's hard to describe. And like people ask me, it's like for years, like you talk about it and like you get mad over it sometimes, but it's just like the passion that you have and like what you love for it. But to get back to your question, when it comes to like, is there a particular match? There isn't, because it's every time there's a new match, there's a new story that's out there, and you just want to watch and see where it goes, and it just gets me every time. It just grabs me every time.
It's the storyline, right?
It's always the story. There's always a story, but there's always a way to like present that match, and it's like it's that way of doing it.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah.
How are you guys doing? I know you guys got a bunch of other questions. I apologize. It's up to you, Sportsmaster. Dive right in.
Come on, bring it on.
All right, what's the biggest or latest pro wrestling news?
Biggest news? Oh my goodness! I would say it's the fact that like right now, currently, Impact Women's Champion Mickie James is going to be competing in the Women's Royal Rumble in a couple weeks, and I was able to break that on my podcast on @Sheep Wrestling. So make sure you go follow on all forms of social media @Sheep Wrestling. We break it down, but it's exciting to see that WWE is finally like acknowledging other companies and acknowledging the fact that when it comes to like talent, like Mickie James, you get to see her back in a wrestling ring for the WWE, and you have an opportunity to see like a champion versus champion possibility. It lights up so many different ideas and so many possibilities to see when it comes to WWE versus other promotions.
Nice.
Yeah. I think we are heading into our third and final break now. Dom, you want to take us out before we return?
Sure. You are listening to 4 Deep Sports Talk. Of course, here only on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. I have the privilege of sitting across from TJ Albin, ring announcer of ShowCase Pro Wrestling. Me and the gang will be back with more. We're going to drill with some more hard questions when we get back. Don't go away.
Welcome to Physical Therapy U. I'm Kelly Duggan, Doctor of Physical Therapy and the owner of PTU Clinic. Here at PTU, you're more than a patient and we're more than physical therapy. We offer massage, physical therapy, occupational therapy, personal training, and sport-specific performance training. We treat people and athletes of all ages and all levels of experience. Our beautiful 4,500 square foot facility located at 75 Scotland Boulevard in Bridgewater, Mass. is unlike any clinic you've seen. Our large space, along with our new COVID guidelines, allow us to treat you in the safest way. Your success in meeting your goals is our top priority. Whether you're recovering from a surgery or you're elevating your performance, we are the right clinic for you. Call us at 508-697-2000 or email us at ptuclinic@gmail.com. Check out our website at www.ptuclinic.com.
A popular destination, Adria boasts a breathtaking panoramic view of nature in all of its glory in each and every season. Upon visiting their 200-seat restaurant, you will see 3 distinctive areas. The lounge area includes their spacious 26-seat dining bar, high-top tables, and dining tables, all with viewing access to 7 high-definition televisions and 3 Kino monitors. A second area set apart from the lounge offers booths and tables to accommodate every member of the family. The third area, a few steps down and separated from the main restaurant by windows, is known as the Fairway Room. It is surrounded by a wall of windows offering not just a fabulous view, but a feeling of serenity and tranquility. It is a favorite spot for lunch, dinner, and functions. It is a perfect for a romantic dinner, a casual family gathering, business meeting, or any large group for that special occasion.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to 4D Sports Talk. This is the Sports Master, and I'm about to go over all the scores from last night in basketball. Here we go.
Okay, 1 second, Justin.
All
Just
right.
setting up your music for you.
All
Just
right,
got to
just-
sit through an ad real quick.
Okay.
You know, those radio guys, they gotta watch when they do the boards.
Just gotta bear with me a minute. Just gotta give Joel.
He's waiting for his
to
music,
get
folks.
my
He's waiting for
music.
the music.
Yeah,
That's
I can't,
right.
I can't
before
do
the
it
music.
without the music. Everybody should know this at this point.
Oh,
Just cue.
It's on commercials.
There we go. Okay, now we're back.
What's the other one?
Yeah, CPU 2.
All right,
There you
here
go.
we go. For the boys' basketball scores. In Bay State, Newton North 50, Needham 47, Wesley 47, Braintree 39, Brookline 59, Washcut 55. In Cape Island, Fenway versus Cape Cod has been postponed. Monomoy versus Dennis Yarmouth has been postponed. Rising Tide Carter. Caver 49, Rising Tide Carter 44. St. John Paul II 43, Sturgis West 39. In Catholic Central, St. Mary's 79, Cathedral 59. Arlington Catholic 68, Bishop Fenwick 64, Archbishop Williams 67, Bishop Fian 64, Cardinal Spellman 55, Bishop Sang 45. In the Catholic Conference, EC High 66, Madeline Catholic 44. St. John's Prep versus St. John's Shrewsbury has been postponed. Catholic Memorial 68, Xaverian 55. And in Hockomock, Mansfield 48, Franklin 38, Taunton 71, Attleboro 51, Canton 46, and North Attleboro 39.
All right, continuing on, boys basketball was Sharon over Foxborough 68-55. King Philip over Milford. King Philip over Milford 85-78. Stoughton over Oliver Ames 79-72. Mayflower Southeastern over Blue Hills 68-53. Calvary Chapel over Holbrook 75-70. Cape Cod and South Shore Volk was postponed. Old Colony over Norfolk Aggie 84-59. Upper Cape over Bristol Aggie 62-48. Patriot League Marshfield beats Whitman Hanson 71-69. Hingham over Duxbury 75-50. Staying in the Patriot League, Plymouth South over Hanover 52-43. Pembroke over North Quincy 48-43. Plymouth North over Silver Lake 83-40. Situate over Quincy 61-42. South Coast, Wareham over Apponequet 57-46. Dayton Rehoboth over Bourne 52-48. Greater New Bedford Volk over Case 56-46. Somerset Berkeley over Fairhaven 60-59. Old Rochester over Seekonk 60-44. South Shore League, Cohasset beats Hull 52-32. East Bridgewater on a game-winning shot beats Middleborough 68-67. Rockland Mashpee postponed Randolph over Norwell 67-40. Southeast Conference, Brockton over Dartmouth 85-64. Bridgewater Raynham over New Bedford 72-57. Tri-Valley Conference, Norton over Ashland 45-36. Bellingham over Holliston 47-37. Dover Sherborne over Medfield, 70-68. And Norwood beats Medway 57-46. And those are the scores in boys basketball in the South Shore Mass. And here's a sports master. Here's another question to drill that ring announcer over again. Lay right into it. Don't hold back.
Okay.
Don't hold back.
Here's my next question.
Come on.
Which wrestler are you currently rooting for to win? I know that one's kind of a tough one.
That one's hard. I would when I've been hitting on hard on my podcast, Cheap Talk Wrestling. I'm just giving the shout out there. Is Liv Morgan to win the Royal Rumble? I'll say that one. Not to get off on off the Showcase Pro Wrestling, but to kind of go into the WWE a little bit. With Liv Morgan, I'd love to see her win the Royal Rumble. I've been calling that for that last couple of weeks now on my podcast, so I think that's a big one to root for when it comes to the W.
Nice.
Yeah.
I knew you had another question, sorry.
All right, bring it on. Come on, I want the hard ones.
Okay.
Come on.
So I want to know, TJ, did you have any inspiration for wrestling announcers such as like Michael Buffer?
I would say yeah, honestly. It was later on that I picked up on like a Michael Buffer feel. Because I do I go extensive with my ring announcing. If you've seen me, I kind of roll with it. Funniest comment in the back is Carlos Slavin has the longest name now officially because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll go like this. From South Portland, Maine, weighing in at 205 pounds, Carlos Slavin. I know for a fact that kind of that stutters. I know kind of I went off a little bit, but it's fine. But it's but yeah, so I do that. But it's not only Michael Buffer, but it's what's funny is the reason I got into that was actually the Providence Bruins.
Really?
Yeah, so it's when you hear last minute of play.
Oh yeah,
when they stretch it out,
that.
Yeah.
So I thought of that, and we were doing tapings a year ago. So I said, let me try that a little bit, and it started to pick up, and everybody loves how I do it, and they a lot of people come up to me saying that's awesome how you do it. I love your ring announcing. I've had a little critiques about it because it's you don't need to do it every time because it's not a big match, but I say every match should be a big match.
Yeah.
It's not you're the start of the show or you might be the mid show, the mid match in the show, but every match should be a main event match.
Yeah, I imagine the wrestlers and their families appreciate every time too, because it makes them seem like the spotlight in the entire show. So.
It's fun. Yeah. I love doing it. I love to like I said, I love to showcase others, and if I can do it through doing that, I'd love to.
No, that's awesome.
There you go.
Sure.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we're doing good. So one thing I forgot to say that Luce Cabral is on assignment with Fall River Access. That's why she's not here. Luce, I apologize for not saying in the beginning of the show. My phone hasn't been ringing pretty bad. Where's Lucy? So Luce Cabral will most likely be back next week. Next week we'll have the North Quincy girls soccer hockey team, girls ice hockey team on, which Coach James Craig. He'll be on there with some of his stars, and we'll highlight North Quincy hockey. One thing that we forgot to do is, and we got one gentleman already won a pair of tickets to the opening in Fall River.
Yep.
We have not talked about the talent on this roster. We don't know who they.
No.
Is Vega still the heavyweight champion?
The man they call Vega.
The man they call Vega.
Yeah. No. See, he's doing. So right now he's coming off of a loss for the Showcase Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
He lost his title.
He lost his title. His longest. He is. I will say the longest Showcase Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Right now, so he lost his title to Carlos Slavin, the current heavyweight champion. Right now,
Carlos who?
Slavin.
Who was the other one? Cowboy Vincent?
Oh, Cargill?
Cargill Vincent?
No, Cargill Vin actually left the ring, decided to step away from pro wrestling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A couple years ago, but yeah.
That's how long it's been since I've been involved with it.
But so we have a lot of great talent. One star I will say that's on the rise for Showcase is he's had a little bit of an attitude change. Is the Brockton blockbuster, Louis Leon.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's been having he had a great 2021. He won the Whaling City Festival Tournament Championship last year.
Yeah.
He's had a very successful year, but now he's under the tutelage, I'll say, of Vega. Like he's kind of had an attitude change since October. So to see him where he's at now, he's on the rise to being a top star in Showcase Pro Wrestling, and I think he's like a future competitor to watch at Showcase. Same thing with Carlos. A great tag team that's going on over there is the Fellowship with SOG, Ronnie Ribbs, and Osiris, who are the top tag team. They were the longest Showcase Pro Wrestling tag team champions. They're looking to get back into the tag team picture against, unfortunately, my former opponent, the All Paul Holloway. You see how much I really like this guy.
Who are the tag team champions?
The current tag team champions, like I was getting into, the All Paul Holloway. No, you're fine. And the Flawless Nick Diamond. They are very, I'll say, sneaky with their wins. They're very persuasive. I'll even say, when it comes to their wins. So they get the job done. And at the end of the night, they walk out with their tag team championships every single time.
So their veteranism shows off in the ring to pull off their wins.
Yeah, but Paul can't still get a win off of me. I'm still batting 1,000. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah?
Just going to say that, Paul, 1-0.
So they have tag titles, and you have the heavyweight champion.
We have the heavyweight champion, and we also do have the, not to interrupt, the Sons of Liberty champion.
What is that?
Sensational Scott Levesque, who is a veteran to Showcase Pro Wrestling and a veteran in the wrestling business for a long time. And he's showing that he is the Grand Slam champion that he is. He has held every single championship Showcase Pro Wrestling. He is, I want to say, the third Grand Slam champion for Showcase Pro Wrestling. And to see him coming up with these different open challenges and these opportunities for the Sons of Liberty Championship, it's amazing to see, and it's exciting to see how he's been doing well in his veteran career.
Is there a women's champion?
No, there's not.
Are they looking to add to the?
I mean, if someone messages Chris Blackheart on Facebook, maybe we can work that out. Huh. That's a question for. That's a question for.
Do you think it's missing in this organization?
I would say yeah. I would say so, but it's kind of it's a hard question because look, I'm there on a constant as the ring announcer. So when it comes to.
But you're also a fan.
And I'm also a fan. No, exactly. So, I mean, I would love to see it. Would it be awesome to see in Showcase Pro Wrestling? Absolutely. Is there a time for it? Yeah, there is a time, and I think we could possibly see it in the near future. I would love to see it in the near future. If Chris Blackheart's listening, I would say wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Maybe start petitioning for that. I'd love to see it though. I would love to see it as a fan. I would love to see that in Showcase.
What's the roster size?
Roughly? It's growing. It's growing every day.
Is it was it more than 40? Around under 30?
I would say close to 30.
Yeah,
I would say close.
That's a lot of guys.
There's a lot of guys. So when it comes to the roster size, it's obviously you can't have all 30 guys there.
Right.
So we're always on rotation. There's always a guy on rotation. There's always a team on rotation. And there's always matches on rotation. So when it comes to talent, you can put on as many matches as you want, but you don't want to give everything at once. You want to spread the joy, spread the love a little bit to all of our lovely towns, all the lovely places that we work with for Showcase Pro Wrestling. Taunton being one of them, Fall River now being a new one, Franklin, Massachusetts being another one, Attleboro, Massachusetts being another fabulous place, and Woonsocket, Rhode Island tonight.
I'd like to see them branch all the way up to Stoughton. Tell you the truth,
that'd actually be really good.
That would be pretty cool.
We're working on it.
I thought he was going to say, where's Stoughton?
We're working. Oh, come on. Who doesn't know?
We got one more caller. Nice.
We got another caller. Oh, boy.
Let's see if it blinks. There you go.
There we go. Hello, caller.
Hello, caller. You're next on 4 Deep Sports Talk.
Hey, what's up? I just wanted to say, great show. Everyone have a nice day.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling. I might drop that call. Yep. That was nice. That was nice from calling. That was nice.
That was really nice.
How are we doing for time?
We have about 10 seconds before it's 1.
Oh, all right. So for Justin Ferrer, Catherine Conley, a.k.a. KC, Joe, Dez, Luis Cabral will be in next weekend. I want to thank TJ Albin from Showcase Pro Wrestling coming in. I'm Dominic Damiano. We will catch you next weekend. Everyone have a fantastic weekend.
Make sure you also check out TJ Alba on that Cheap Wrestling podcast and on the Daily Goat.
At Cheap Wrestling, folks. At Cheap Wrestling.
There we go.
Perfect.
Today's 4 Deep Sports Talk show is supported by PTU Clinic. Visit ptuclinic.com. Adria's Restaurant and Banquet Facility of East Bridgewater. For more information, their website is adriasrestaurant.net. And the Boston Athletic Academy at bostonathleticacademy.org.